What is this about Panama that you like so much? Why do you like living here?
How you can be in an area in just a couple minutes. Right now we can be here in Paitilla, but in 5 minutes we will be in Avenida Balboa. And each area have a different things that you can do.
The Ubers are very cheap here, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's super cheaper.
And why do you like it so much here?
Number one thing is that it's my hometown. All my
course.
family and friends are here. You have the beach and mountains, you have the city, you have towns, you have everything in Panama.
Yeah, that's true. Not just diversity of like land, but there's also diversity of people, diversity of cultures. I could be Panamanian. How you look could be Panamanian. A Jewish people could be Panamanian. A black guy could be Panamanian. It's the whole entire spectrum. Have you been to Miami?
Yes.
How is it similar? People say it's very similar to Miami.
This is the little Miami,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, but it's a little cheaper to live here, right?
So far right now I think it's the same.
But I think Panama as a country has a lot of like tax benefits. There's a lot of
That's the benefit of Panama that it doesn't have Miami, for sure. If you go to Miami, you always have to declare your taxes and things every year. Here in Panama, it's a little more flexible.
Do you need a visa to buy real estate here, or do you know about that process?
Not that you need a visa, depending on how much the property costs, they will help you to get residency in Panama.
Is it easy for foreigners to buy property here?
I would say the more complicated part on buying a property in Panama if you're not a resident is with the banks. You're going to be a cash buyer, definitely simpler. You just talk to lawyers and will tell you all the process, what you need to do. In this case, it's very common in Panama also to put properties under a company name. When it comes to banks process, of course, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You have to bring a lot of documentation on what you do, what your incomes are from.
So what kind of person would want to live in Panama? Who would you recommend Panama for?
People, they already want to retire their life and they just want to enjoy. And maybe if you want to invest, I for sure recommend Panama to people that want to finish her life here.
Finish their life, right?
Yeah.
I would also recommend Panama for people who are like very business oriented and want to do business in Panama. There's a lot of opportunity here.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Panama is that because there's so many different cultures, you have Asian influence, Jewish influence, Caribbean influence, American influence, Latin influence. So you just have so many opportunities to meet people and network here.
That's true. Oh, that's also true.
What would you say is like some of the biggest reasons why people would want to live here in Panama?
For me, the number one reason is that we use the US dollars. It makes Panama a great location to invest, to do business.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest one, like the business. And there's a lot of tax benefits too if you park your money here, right?
Yes, exactly. We are known for that.
Yeah, exactly.
If you invest, because there's so much tourism here, your property will always have clientela.
Yeah, clients. Yeah, I think the culture here in Panama is very American, and that is like echado para adelante, right?
Echado para adelante.
Something I love here that it's very hard to find in Colombia. It's a lot easier to do business here on a handshake. I agree. Estoy de acuerdo. ¿Estás de acuerdo? Boom. You don't really have to contract.
Yeah, this is one of the good things here in Panama, that if you're gonna come to do business, it's gonna be like, are you agree and agree? Let's close it.
Okay, yes, because in Venezuela, Colombia, it's very hard. People, there's tantas
because Venezuela and Colombia have a similar culture. People come to Panama to invest. They always come like with the point, like I'm going to Panama to invest.
What are the interest rates like here?
3.5 to 7-8%.
That's actually not bad, because in Colombia to get a loan it's 12 to 15% for the mortgage. It's insane.
They also work with preferential interest. If the property costs lower than 180, you get a preferential interest in the bank, so it's even lower.
Wow, okay. I didn't know that. Can you refinance your house?
A lot of people, you can, of course, do a mortgage afterward.
Is it hard to get a mortgage here as a foreigner?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yes.
But not impossible.
But not impossible. Some developers also
Offer financing in-house.
Financing in-house, exactly.
Because I have established credit in the United States, right? Would I be able to use that credit here in Panama, or I have to in Panama I have to open up a new bank account and establish new credit?
You will have to open a bank account and do the whole process with the bank.
Okay, I see.
Check you out, due diligence, all this kind of process.
Would you say that people should buy here for their own home or to rent? Is that a good idea?
For me, it's to rent, because for the time that you have it rented, the apartment will be paying for its own. If you buy it with financial aid, that's one of the benefits, and when you want to live there, you will already have it paid.
In the United States, we have something called a 1031, I think. tax exchange. If you sell the house, do you have to pay capital gains tax?
When you buy a property and you bought it for, I don't know, 200,000 for example, and then you sell it for less than that amount, there's some taxes you don't pay.
I see. But if you earn money.
If you earn money, you have to pay anyways 2 and 3% tax.
Oh, okay. That's not even, yeah, that's not bad. But is there limits for, like, for example, in the United States, if you sell under 2 years, you get capital gains tax.
I haven't heard about anything like that in Panama so far.
Is HOA expensive here?
It can be for 100 meters apartment, it can be around 200,
okay.
250, $200. This one like this, it can be 500, a little more.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad.
Between 5 and 800, but for sure, because this building have a lot of amenities.
But I don't even think $500 is a lot, because in the US, condominium complexes in LA, HOA 350, 400, and apartments like it's not even nice, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why Panama real estate is gonna grow always.
Is it hard to bring money to Panama or no?
Well, Panama is getting more strict.
After the Panama Papers?
Right. It's not impossible though, but you have to present a lot of documentation where the funds came from, and they use it for, and stuff like that. It's not that easy, but it's not impossible either. Some people also would maybe think about escrows. Not really common. It's not really cultured here. It's not that easy to get a escrow.
What are some common problems that a lot of people have faced?
We had before maybe people interested in buying with cash ready, but at the end the bank didn't take the money in.
How does Panama real estate, the market, look in the next 5 to 10 years? You think it's slowly going up? Have we reached our peak yet, or what does it look like to you, in your opinion?
Definitely it's going up because Panama is growing up so quickly. Like as you see, if there is many buildings that is around in over constructions, there is a lot potential. As you see, we are here in Paitilla, but you can see from here and right there, this is a new island that they are creating. There is gonna be all that new buildings that is gonna start to.
Wow.
We are gonna start to sell. In pandemic, Panama get a little stuck, but after that, everything is growing up as like crazy.
And I think because prices are so expensive in the United States, I would rather spend $500,000 and get a nice beachfront apartment here in Panama and get all the benefits than $500,000 for a small house in like super far. Like in Los Angeles, the prices are ridiculous.
Exactly.
Right
so you can get an apartment here in Panama for $300,000,
yes.
And you're gonna have ocean view, 2 bedrooms apartment, nice weathers, nice amenities, and you don't have to spend a lot in the service. You just have to pay your HOAs and the electricity, your internet, and that's it.
What are some recommended areas that you would say are good to buy property here?
San Francisco, the area, it has either old buildings, but they also have new buildings. The properties in there tend to be a little bit cheaper than maybe Avenida Balboa or Costa del Este. Maybe not as big as this one, but also good properties and not that expensive. Avenida Balboa, of course,
It's like the prime location, right?
yeah, I would say also because when you move to Panama, you're kind of expecting having an ocean view and things you wouldn't have in all the cities. Also, all the places that are around in walkable distance. And you have Old Town nearby, or have a financial district.
What about some other cities in Panama? So I know Panama City, I mean, it's a city, but what about Boquete, David, some of the other cities?
I would recommend Boquete, definitely. Area in Boquete is colder. We have received a lot of clients, of course, asking for those areas also, that they're interested in maybe retirement. Over there is very calm, relaxing areas.
Why would you recommend Panama City over Boquete or like David?
Panama City is the city. You have everything. And no matter what, if you want to go to the beach, you can go and it take you an hour. You want to go to the cold area like Cerro Azul. It's one of the cold areas, really nice, super cold, a lot mountains and things. It take you 1 hour also. If you go to Boquete, you have to do your life in Boquete because from the city it is like 7-8 hours so far. You need to come to the city to do the documentation if you need to do themes or whatever if you need, because in the city you have everything.
I see.
So it's better to stay in the city, and if you need to go outside of the city, it's gonna take you no more than an hour.
Okay, good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Perfect.